Hey everyone, my name is Prince Smith. I am co-owner of Adventurous Minds, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to implement animation into After Effects. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make it really smooth, what frames per second to put it on, all that good stuff. So here we go. So now we're going to open up After Effects. It doesn't matter what version you guys have, it all works the same. Just a couple things changes. And I'm going to start off new. Start off with a new project. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to composition, new composition, and it's going to bring up a new workspace. So this is what we're going to be working in. So I like to have it since we're living in 1080p, so I like to keep it on 1920 by 1080. And then I'm just going to name this document animation. Alright, so this is very important. So here, frames per second. I like to work on 24 frames per second, and a lot of companies like Disney, DreamWorks like to work on this too. Alright, so the actual standard is actually 23.976. So I'll click on that. And my animation is going to be roughly about 5 seconds, 16 frames, so that's good. And then you don't have to worry about this. So hit OK. Alright, so this step is actually after you finish drawing all your animation frames. So I'm just going to open that up here. So here's all my rough animations. You're just going to, so pretty much click the first frame, and then you want to hold down Control and then click again. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to click the first frame, then you want to hold down Shift and click the last frame. This is going to select all the picture frames for you guys, and then we're literally just going to simply click and drag over into After Effects. Boom. Alright, so now that this is in After Effects, you're going to do the same thing. Click the first frame and last frame, and then you're going to drag it down into your workstation. Right here in the bottom left hand corner is your comp. Alright, so if you guys don't know how to work After Effects, when you drag an image, it automatically presets it to show that image from beginning to end of your work comp. Alright, so what our job is actually show the animation. So you actually got to show the layers underneath. And if you don't, you pretty much get this when you render it out. Just one frame going through the whole thing. So what I like to do is I like to set all my keyframes. And if you look here, I like to set them all to 3 frames per second. So what I'll do is I'll actually cut these images. So by hitting Alt and close bracket, and then drag it over to 3 frames per second, and now I got all my drawings on 3 frames per second. And there's an easier way to do this, but right now I'm going to show you guys the hard way. So pretty much what I'll do is Control click to unselect the first layer, and then drag the next one over, so that way we can view it like this. So now I see the first frame, and now I see the second frame. So pretty much going to do that again. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm gonna fast forward, and then I'll show you when it's all completed. Alright, now that we implemented all the animation clips, keyframes, this is what we get. So we're just gonna RAM preview it. And my computer's a little slow, so I might fast forward and look through this. Alright, so here we go. Okay. So as we notice that the 3 frames per second is a little, it's too slow, it's too choppy. So what we need to do is actually decrease some of these keyframes, if not all of them, to match it. Alright, so I know you guys are a little bit confused with what's going on here. So what this is the pre-video I already did. I animated. It's pretty much another animated sequence, and what I want to show is actually a cool pan up view, and I'll show you guys how I do that in just a little bit. All right, so let's focus on this part. All right, so we're just gonna focus on this part right now. So she's falling from the sky and then landing, as you can see. So normally when you're falling from the sky, it's not this slow and choppy. You kind of got some speed on it. So if you guys, for those of you guys don't know what animation is, so the less keyframes it shows, the faster it'll become. All right, so we're gonna pan through this. Check it out, see what it looks like. Alright, so right off the bat we can tell that she's falling from the sky and she's landing. And then it looks way too slow, way too choppy, because when you're falling from the sky that close to the camera, it's going to be all quick. It's going to be really quick. So, if you guys don't know about animation, the less frames they are, the faster the animation moves. The more frames the image has, the slower it will move. So what we want to do is find the perfect in between to make this work. So to do this, I'm going to be setting a couple of keyframes. Instead of 3 frames per second, I'm going to be changing 2 frames per second. So, and since I've done this before, I already know what it will look like. So I'm just going to fast forward here. Oh, well, I'm not really going to fast forward. So 1, 2, perfect. And let's see. 2s. Cool. So this is gonna fall pretty quickly. Yeah, it's gonna be falling pretty quickly, and I'm actually gonna put all this in 2s. Okay. And this was actually one of my in-between drawings, so I think I'm gonna put this on 1 frame instead of 2. So it's something kind of quick. And just do from here to here. All on 2 frames. And so guys, if you guys don't know what I'm doing, I'm just control click to unselect, and then I click and drag to place it there. And it just over and over to fill in that gap. There we go. And this is 13A. This was also an in-between key, and I'm also gonna put that on 1 frame per second. And what's this? This is drawing number 14. Okay, next, let's see what this looks like. Alright, so we wrap prepping it. Okay. Alright, so it's getting a little better. So, immediately when I'm looking at it, I see like there's too much going on here. So, I wonder what will happen if I do that. that out. So when you do that, you gotta select all your keys and move it over. See what that looks like. Okay, a little better. So what's really taking all the time is this right here. So her legs are open and closed. This right here. There's too many drawings. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete this one. And then guys, when you're learning, when you're doing animation, the reason why you want to start off rough is because you're constantly going to be changing things. The worst thing you could do to yourself is to fully detail out an entire animation and then realize that you have to throw away half of it. It's just a waste of time. So you want to do is just start really, really rough, plan it out, find the keyframes you need, and then you detail those. That will save a lot of time. All right, so let's look at that. That's looking a lot better. A lot better. The only part I have an issue on is around here. It like lags a little bit. Yeah, it lags just a wee bit. And I think it's because how spread this goes, how wide she is. Like how her body's a little too wide. It goes short. Yeah, just a little, I drew her a little too big. So what I'm gonna do is cheat the system a little bit, hit S for scale. And then what I'm gonna do is click this moving tool right here and this right here, and then I'm gonna move the scale option in the center where she is. That way it can scale where she is and not give you a false scale size. So something like that. So like see, boom. It's right here. Yeah, this right here. And what I'm gonna do is also make this one frame as well. So see what this done. Let's just get rid of it altogether and see what that does. See guys, it's constantly changing. Okay, that didn't solve the problem at all. So let's bring that frame back. Okay, bring it back. Alright, and another problem that we can solve is probably to draw in between key from here to here. And then that can solve that problem. Just a little bit. Alright. Alright, so we're going to come back to that later. Okay, so now that part is okay. Now we're gonna move on to the next half. So it would be the landing in a cool pan. So we're gonna be working on this keyframe all the way see what this looks like. Okay, so it's still a little choppy, like she's going in slow motion. Like we want it to be slow, but not that slow. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're actually going to lower a couple of these keyframes, and some of them is actually going to be the same. So let's see what we got. So actually I'm gonna lower all these to one keyframe because I wanted a hard crash landing, not a soft landing. So change all these to 1 and let's see what that does. Alright, perfect. Alright. I know that doesn't make much sense right now. Alright, so it shows her twirling in the air, and then as she gets closer to the camera, she's gonna have a hard landing. And she's gonna hit the camera pretty hard. And then, to show this a little better, I'm gonna move all these keyframes over here. Okay. Move it, change a couple keyframes to 2. And then okay, let's check this out. Okay, so the beginning, I want it to be around, the scale size to be around 54% to get that indication that she's coming from far away closer. And then guys, for this part, I like, after you figure out your scale and everything, I like to actually, you know, take away the scale. So pretty much hit S again to get rid of the scale, because if you have too much going on, it can get a little confusing sometimes. Okay. So let's look at the full animation. It's good, good, good. And then we have this weird cut. Okay, then we have this weird little cut here. So what I'm gonna do is, pretty much we're gonna start working on this now. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. To get the size of this animation so it can link up correctly, I'm gonna turn my blending mode for this layer, and to do that you just go to normal and turn this to multiply. So what that does is that anything underneath this drawing I can see. So like if I move this over here, I can see that. You can clearly see the next drawing underneath. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale up this drawing to match the width and height of the drawing on top. So hit S again for scaling, and we're just gonna scale this up like this so the shoulders can somewhat match. Scale it down just a wee bit. Something around here. So let's see how that worked. Let's see. Okay, it worked out pretty good for now. But obviously when I do the finalization, it's going to be a lot smoother than this. Okay. There we go, and switches. Alright, perfect. So what I want to do is I actually want to scale so it's like a cool pan down. So to do this, I'm going to go to the beginning of the keyframe of the video, and then I want to hit P for position. You want to make a keyframe by clicking here on the stopwatch, and then you want to go to the end of your video, which is here. And then you simply, which is here, you simply just click and hold shift and drag down. So we're just gonna run preview this to see what it looks like. All right, cool. So I wanted it to be a little slower, so I'm gonna move that last keyframe a little further out. Okay, a lot slower. And you're just gonna go maybe a little more ahead. Okay, and doing this, you guys get a sense of timing. So that's the whole point of this video, is to pretty much fill it out to get the right time and smooth, and see if you need any more new scenes in the clip. Like when she lifts up, well, like right here when she gets up and it does a cool pan view, and then you have her head, well, you have her looking up pretty much. So I feel like something's missing between this pan and the head looking up. And then the more you animate, the more problems you'll find, and then you pretty much end up solving them. Let's look through this one more time. So my homework will be to probably find out what to put in that missing gap to make sure it feels more natural. But now this is pretty good. Alright guys, there you have it. I know this video was a little short and it wasn't really teaching you guys how to animate, I just wanted to teach you guys how I implement my drawings into After Effects and how I organize the frames per second to get the smooth look that we're all looking for. And be sure that there will be more videos like this with more detail, like how to do in-betweens, how to clean your artwork after you get your roughs done, how to color it, how to implement backgrounds, how to color your backgrounds, even how to do storyboards before you even do this phase. So if you guys have any questions, please comment below. I will love to answer your questions. My brother and I, we do this for a living. For those of you who don't know, my brother and I started a Patreon account to help support one of our animation projects called Life. If you guys want to know more about that, the link is in the description. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to us. So until next time, see you guys later.